Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Chainsaw Man episode 11. So the penultimate episode, we're finally here. It has just flown by. So this episode, I'm guessing we're going to start off with this future devil, whatever's happening with Aki. We're going to hopefully learn about this contract he gets. If the devil even wants there to be a contract, maybe there won't because Aki doesn't really have anything for him. I am guessing things are going to ramp up for the finale in the next episode, so there will probably be some kind of inciting incident this episode to really get things going for the finale. So yeah, before we jump into it, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access for shows that aren't currently airing. You can find polls so you can vote for what's next, and you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and you can watch along with me. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Okay, let's get it. Let's see who it is. Well, let's see what the deal is.
Mirai Psycho.
Oh, it's that guy from the OP. The Future Rules. Okay. I saw that guy. I assumed he was like a tree or something. I thought he'd be like a nature devil or something like that. He's the future devil. Okay.
Yay, yay. Mirai Psycho. Mirai Psycho.
Not nearly as serious as I thought it'd be. I guess as a future devil, you don't have to be serious. You always are planned. You know what's gonna happen. Yeah, see how short it is. Your devil. He's gonna have a sick death. Ride a laser shark into a volcano. Oh yeah, he's just so accepting of it. Okay, back to the training. They actually got a hit on him. I'm surprised how little Denji is training in his chainsaw form, you know. I thought there'd be something more that he'd do. Okay, so like a counter-strike against them. They're annoying but endearing.
私も襲撃に遭いましたよ。
Yeah, he just wants to know what the interest is, what a motivation is. Oh, look at that smile. So she intends to make Division 4 like more public. Oh my god. Yeah, look how nervous he is. He's hiding out here. There's a boss above them as well, who's coming soon. Okay, so their leader is immortal or something? Okay, so yeah, the zombies are still about. Let's call it tying back in. Has Aki's eye like changed design, I wonder? It's always the edgy side character with interesting eyes. Yeah, they realized they couldn't. Yeah, sometimes you gotta set your sights high, dream big, do the impossible, or at least try. Is this the big boss? That's not really a contract, that's just selling something.
兄弟、姉妹、恋人、奥さんの目です。
She went and ripped out all of their eyes? Yeah, don't even try me.
蛇を使えば私とお前ぐらいなら逃げれるだろう。
Yeah, she wants to just get out, but he wants to fight back.
Zombie! Zombie!
Oh, okay, yeah, so there was more than just R4. Okay, he can travel through walls and things.
サメの魔人、壁の中や地面、どんな場所でも泳ぐ。
Okay.
こいつは短い間なら悪魔の姿にもなれる。
So funny, the giant shark head.
噛まれたからゾンビだと思った。
He's the plague doctor.
暴力の魔人。
Violence. Okay.
何があってもこいつの仮面は取るな。
Is he just great at hand-to-hand combat then?
天使の悪
The angel taking a bite out of it though.
触れると寿命を吸い取られるからな。
Oh, and everyone else is down here too, yeah. That's just a regular sword as well, isn't it? That's not his needle one. All of this chaos on this.
触れられたら寿命短くなるのに。
Handing him a handkerchief. Yeah, I mean, Aki doesn't care if his lifespan gets shortened. We've seen that. No. Yet the thing is, if like Aki had just got shot there, we'd know he wouldn't die because it wasn't a cool way to die. If there's ever a death fake out where it's just a boring death, we know it's not true. Oh, is that Makima? She did that earlier, didn't she, with the nosebleeds?
ヘビ吐き出し。
Okay.
幽霊あいつを殺せ。
So if Snake eats another devil, she can control that devil. They're so overpowered. I'm guessing the snake has to be stronger than the devil before, though.
僕の力を使えばね、君の右目は少し先の未来が見えるよ。
Yeah, yeah, so he can predict the attacks a little better. But it's still like all down to his physical ability too. He looks like he's struggling to keep up with the movements here, even if he can see what's going to happen. Ooh.
そのまま絞め殺せ。
Who's going to come in and save him? Yeah, that's not nearly a cool enough death. So, obviously not. Okay. It's like pyramid thing. Oh, is it like a cage? Almost like he was in a cage. This looks pretty good, the CGI, maybe the black and white helps too. Okay, so that was Chainsaw Man episode 11. The Future Devil was completely not what I was expecting, but it makes so much sense for this universe, for Fujimoto to create him like that. And you know, him being a devil that can like see into the future, him being so like easy and nonchalant like that, it makes a lot of sense because he has nothing to worry about. He knows what's going to happen anyway. And we see he predicts Aki's death, or he sees Aki's death and says it's gonna be fucking rad, whatever it is. So we know like this episode is not a cool enough death, so we know that cliffhanger is not gonna happen. He's not actually gonna die there. It's gonna be something really cool, which I'm just like wondering what it is. Like, what does he define as cool? What would it actually be? Would it actually be like this heroic moment where he's really cool in the moment, or is it like cool from the sense of like an outsider? Because the Future Devil, who does seem to have this kind of youngster personality, like what does he think is cool? He probably thinks lasers and swords and guns and all of that stuff is cool. So it'll be Aki going out in some big explosive way or something, you know. We got like the end of Aki and Power's training, perhaps. I don't know if that is like fully their training done, but they actually got a scratch on Kishibe, which was really cool. And then I do think like Denji, he needs some training in his devil form, in his Chainsaw Man form, because he's doing all his training like with his axe, but that's not how he does the majority of his fighting. I feel like he needs some training, like learning how to control that form, learning different tricks and how to fight in that form, because fighting in that form is much different than fighting in his human form with just an axe. You know, I feel like that needs training too, and maybe that will be later on. We'll get a training montage, a training sequence with him in that form as well. So then we go straight kind of into this raid. Division 4 are doing this raid against, you know, Katana Man and the Snake Girl. You can already see how scared they are, and they did say their boss is coming here, so maybe, you know, all is going well, the raid is going really well, we think we're all coming up good, and then their boss shows up and is super powerful, and from the sounds of it, their boss is immortal, or if the boss dies, the boss has a way to come back, or they have someone who has the power to bring the boss back. So potentially they have like a reincarnation devil or someone who has that power on their side, which is really interesting and really worrying as well. And then we got what I think is the last of Division 4, the Shark Fiend, the Violence Fiend, the Angel, and the Spider. I'm surprised, you know, we never see the Spider in the opening. We see a lot of the Angel, a lot of the Shark, and a lot of the Violence, but never the Spider. So that's will the Spider go out here potentially, because it's so, you know, infrequent in the opening, and maybe there'll be a way to, you know, keep the stakes high without killing off one of our main cast. But there's some really cool powers here. The Shark being able to swim in any surface. I do wonder if it's just like the surface, so can he dive into the surface and does he have to stay on that side, or like if there's a wall, can he just pass through the wall and he basically has like intangibility in a way, and can he like activate that for non-inanimate things? So like if someone was going to punch him, he can just make it phase through him. Like, does he basically just have phasing, or is it just inanimate objects? Is it just like walls and floors only? That might be a bit of a limitation on it, so he can't just like avoid all physical attacks in general like someone like the Million can. But it's still a pretty good power, especially for like sneak attacks and things. Not that he seems particularly sneaky though. He seems quite brash and bold with everything that he does. And then we saw the Violence Devil, or the Violence Fiend. We don't really see any like extraordinary power there, just a lot of hand-to-hand combat, and I feel like maybe his power is literally just being really good at hand-to-hand combat, you know. And then there's the Spider. She just has these big spider legs that look more durable, but they're good for taking out like big areas of these zombies at once quite easily. But it was interesting that it was the Violence Fiend didn't actually recognize her, so, you know, even though this is like the Division 4, a lot of them still don't really know each other that well. And then we had the Angel, who he just seems like he doesn't really want to be here. You know, complaining he got blood on his shoes, and then when he got the chance to help out Aki, he's like, yeah, if it gets me out of actually fighting, then sure. But he's got a really cool power. Well, it's just, if I touch you, you lose some of your lifespan, which I don't really see the kind of relation to angels there, but maybe there is something that I'm missing there. But it does seem really good for a fight, you know. He's also got these wings that are like bulletproof that we saw, so they're super powerful. And then it's just, if he can touch the villain for long enough, he could just potentially kill them, reduce their lifespan down to today, you know. But it's left like kind of intentionally vague on how much of the lifespan it does. It's not just like halving the lifespan, or is it like 1 second is a year, and if I hold on to you for a minute, then that's 60 years and you're dead, you know. It doesn't really expand on that, which I'm sure it will eventually. And then we had Makima with some Yakuza. I don't know if that boss that we saw there was the boss that they were talking about earlier, who is coming to where the raid is happening, or if that was maybe the lead of another Yakuza. You know, there's probably multiple gangs throughout the whole of Japan, aren't there? So maybe they're just two rival gangs. But actually, she asked for the names of the people, didn't she? And then we saw them, they got the nosebleeds and died inside the raid when they were about to attack Aki. So yeah, I think that probably was because he wrote down the names of everyone who had a contract with the Gun Devil. And the Gun Devil's contract, is that really a contract? I wouldn't call that a contract. That's just selling you a gun. Like, I guess it's selling potentially like a part of his body or something that he can generate, but they're still just like selling you a gun, like exchanging for money. Can you call that like a contract in the same way that there's these like really big contracts where you like lose a piece of your body, you know. But maybe the gun devil is being like purposely generous so he can like spread these guns all around to the people that he needs them to have. And then it was 20,000 yen that they pay, which is around, I think it's around £200. Let me check that. Oh, 125. So that's quite cheap really for a gun, I'd say, especially in a country where they're banned like that. But that does mean he probably just has an infinite way of generating money, infinite money glitch really, if the gun devil can just summon guns that he then sells like that. But why would a devil necessarily need money? And I feel like part of that could be the gun devil is in disguise as a human and he's just generating money that way to, you know, to keep up the facade of living as a human perhaps. And then we had the snake appear again, but this was really weird or cool powers. You know, she said, snake, spit it back out, and it spat out the ghost devil that it ate earlier, Himeno's ghost devil. And I'm just like, can the snake just eat any devil, then spit it back out, and she then has control over that devil? Or did the ghost devil make a new contract in that time where it was like inside the snake devil or something? But that would be really powerful actually. Of course, we know it's got the limitation, only like 10 uses, and there'll be like a time for her fingernails to regrow. But that is really powerful if it can eat a devil and then control it. Especially like, imagine somehow she breaks into that area where they are keeping all of those devils, where Aki made his deal with the future devil. She gets in there, she just eats up all of the most powerful devils that the division has. She could be super powerful there. So that's a really interesting concept if that is the case and I'm not mistaken there. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment. If you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date for all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.